Hi, this is Colin Triplet welcoming you to the 5-minute back fix. And this is going to be just a short video on a few different exercises that you can do if you're in back pain. Now, just so you know, and if you read what we wrote above, this is not if you just had a back injury, but more if you suffer from maybe chronic low back pain, or you did have an injury a while ago and it just seems to be, you have this ongoing nagging pain. Here's a few things that you can do to help. And just to give you a little bit of sense of what most commonly causes low back pain, we cannot look at the low back as the issue. A lot of people have low back pain, maybe they go get a massage, work the low back muscles, and they think that's going to help, but it never seems to really solve the problem. Well, usually the reason that the low back is stiff or tight or hurts is because areas above and below are not moving as well as they should. And so the two areas that we're going to work on today are the hips and the upper back. We're going to do a little bit of core work as well, but while core is important, people put way too much emphasis on core work when they think that their low back is having a problem and not nearly enough time on the mobility work that is needed. So we're going to jump in, and actually the first thing we're going to do is just breathe. Because when you breathe properly and you breathe through your diaphragm, what you're doing is you're expanding everything around the low back, and it actually has a ripple effect where things below and above will relax. And breathing in general will just relax. And so if you have tension in the low back, it's important to breathe. So what I'm going to have you guys do is what's called a crocodile breath, and we're just going to come down onto the floor. You're going to put your forehead into your hands, and then, so that you can hear me, I'm not going to talk while I'm down there, but basically what you're trying to do is breathe so that your stomach pushes into the floor, therefore your low back kind of rises away. It would be hard for you to see that from this distance, but basically I would lay on the floor, I'd go here, and I'd just take a nice deep breath. Something like that. Basically, 5 to 10 breaths is all you need, but what you'll feel is things start relaxing. Everything starts relaxing. It also trains you to breathe properly so that you don't end up with neck and shoulder pain from breathing like this all day. And oftentimes, neck and shoulder pain and low back pain do go hand in hand. So breathing's a really good place to start. Once you have that, then what we're going to do is we're going to grab our foam roller and we're just going to do a hip roll. So I like doing one where my leg is up, crossed my other leg, and I'm rolling to the side. And now, as I'm putting pressure on my hip, I'm now rolling in somewhat of a circular motion. Okay? And what I'm doing here is I'm just trying to find areas that are a little bit tight, and I don't need to spend time on them, but if I do find an area, I might just do some smaller circles right in that area as well, trying to loosen up the hip muscles. So I would do that on both sides, and then once I do that, I would do a stretch right after that reinforces that. So the stretch I'm going to choose, some might call this a 90-90 stretch. So I have this knee at a 90-degree angle, and I have this knee at a 90-degree angle, and then my legs are at a 90-degree angle as well. And the way I like to do this one is staying really long through the spine. You're going to start coming down over this knee. But as you can see, I'm not doing this. I'm not rounding my back. I'm staying tall, and I'm actually coming through the hip, and you'll feel a nice stretch through the hip of this front leg. I come down, breathing still, using that breathing that we were working on, big breath. And then as I come down, so I breathe out and I try to sink further into it. So I would do that, roughly 5 breaths on each side. Once I have that, then I'd come down, lay on my back, and so we just worked the hips a little bit. Now we're going to work the upper back. I need my upper back to move better. So we're going to do a what's called a lying twist. And with this one, you're going to start with this knee pulled up pretty much as high as you can, and you're going to push. I put my hand here just so I have something to push into. I'm going to push into this hand. I'm going to grab my rib cage here, breath in, and then as I release that breath, I'm rotating away and I'm really pulling myself. And what I'm doing is I'm pushing into the hand to almost push myself away. I'm trying to open up, and I take another breath. And so with that one, again, 5 breaths each side. You're helping now to get your upper back to rotate. It's really important though that you do keep this knee nice and high, because if it's not, your low back will start rotating and probably won't feel very good. So by raising that knee up as high as you can, you're kind of locking in the low back so it doesn't move. Now that we have mobility, now we can add some core strength. But we're not going to do anything crazy, because even with core strength, it's about being able to control your core, not having a super strong core. Strong core comes later, but if you can't even control, then it doesn't matter. So we're going to do something that we would call a knee lift. And I'm just going to start with both knees, so I'm at 90 degrees here. My head is on the ground, my hands are on the ground, and this leg is just going to reach out until it locks. I'm going to tap my heel to the ground, but I'm not actually putting it down. So I'm just tapping and bringing it back. And while I do this, I'm bracing. So I'm bracing through my core, tap, bring it back. What I don't want to see, or don't want to have happen, is if I come here and my back starts to round, that means my abs have disengaged. So I'm tight, I'm keeping my back flat, touch, come back. If I'm good at that, I can go both legs. So I can start maybe just coming out a little bit and eventually try to come out all the way, okay? So if you put those 5 things together and you do have some sort of ongoing back pain, what you'll start to find is hips start loosening up, shoulders start loosening up, back starts loosening up, and now your upper back starts loosening, and now your upper back is not taking the burden of all of those areas that were not functioning the way they should. The back, because your low back is the midpoint of the body, it really takes the brunt of or it picks up the slack for dysfunctions other areas. And the easiest place to start looking is areas directly above and below. So that's what we did today. And then once you start moving, then you can add in a little core work. So I hope that was helpful. If you do have some chronic low back stuff, try these out, see how they work. Maybe you find that one really helps and one doesn't do as much. Use what works. And if you find that it is helping, but maybe you want to know a few more things that can help, we're always here to help. But I hope that it does give you some relief. I know that low back pain can be a real pain, and I don't want that for anybody, because it really can be debilitating and really impact your life in a negative way. So thanks so much for watching. I hope that helped, and we'll see you next time.